Are you a fertility and function focused jet setter? This 3-part travel style series is for you.
Have you ever heard of the golden era of travel? We need to bring back more glamorous plane fashion, be that pattern interrupt that walks into the airport. My personal jet setting style is to be polished and put together, feminine and functional. I am going to teach you how to build an outfit that does all of the above, never compromising on style, nor compromising on your electrical flow, your energetic flow, your blood flow, or your lymph flow. This is part 1. Stay tuned for parts 2 and 3. My name is Dr. Amanda Ramirez, Doctor of Physical Therapy, specializing in orthopedics and pelvic health. Within pelvic health, I focus on restorative reproductive medicine. My work emphasizes all things breath, body, and beauty, and I love facilitating conversations around femininity, fertility, your form, and your function. Gentleman's Guide to Traveling Style states, whilst it wasn't as rosy as it's now made out to be, airline travel during the 50s and 60s was decidedly different than what it is today. It was coined the golden era of travel. The occasion of flying was something you dressed up for. There was plentiful room on the aircrafts. It wasn't unusual for 7-course meals to be served alongside seemingly endless glasses of whiskey, because flying was deemed to be the future. The world's finest talents were hired to design everything from the onboard bar to the angle of the propellers. When we think of the golden era of travel, we like to imagine it looks something like this. These days, though air travel has lost its romance and passengers are crammed into cabins, the elements of mystery and occasion has vanished too, and people no longer dress to impress. This might have something to do with the lengthy check-in times and overcrowding. Yet, as this article states, as gentlemen, and I would like to include women, we like to make an effort whenever possible. Dr. Valerie Steele, Director and Chief Curator of the Museum at the Fashion Institute of Technology. She explains how travel went from utilitarian to glamorous and back again. Historically, travel was difficult, and so you tended to wear clothes that were more practical. Even when you had huge advances like the railroad, which was so much faster than stagecoaches, it was filthy. There was all this smoke pouring back on you, and people wore all kinds of dusters and veils so as to not get it on their regular clothes. Then, with automobiles, people would dress up so they wouldn't get dirty or splattered with bugs as they were traveling a whopping 20 miles an hour. Back then, the original car coat was a Yeti-like fur number for cold weather, and driving outfits included goggles and visors. In the 30s and 40s, travel began to become cleaner and more luxurious, and people started to dress up for the prestige of that. They were in comfortable seats, they ate off china with silver, so naturally people wore nice suits and dresses. The mid-20th century, being well-traveled and well-heeled was par for the course. Jet setters were traveling to Paris or some other exotic location like Bombay, or maybe on the Orient Express, on the Queen Mary, Pan Am, or British Air. It was absolutely glamorous, and people dressed for that with a huge amount of luggage. There was no weight limit, and by the 70s, air travel had become more affordable and accessible. People thought, we may not be so rich, but we're off on this fabulous adventure. It was glamorous, young people dancing in the aisles of the plane all night, smoking, drinking, and flirting. They were dressed up for being young. Today, we've reverted to utilitarian clothes. The destination is now the luxury, and we want to be comfortable, and travel is more complicated, and there are more constraints. While the days of glamorous plain fashion may be gone, I am a proponent that we still find ways to be polished and put together and add style to our travel attire. For example, in this bizarre article, check out these 40 vintage icons who traveled in style. This is part 1 of how to travel like it is still the golden age. How to style an outfit for travel that does not compromise your energetic flow, your electrical flow, blood flow, or your lymph flow. Polished and put together, feminine and functional. This is part 1. Stay tuned for parts 2 and 3.
For more on breath, body, beauty, fertility, femininity, your form, and your function, visit www.amandaramirez.dpt.com.